Hello and welcome to my solo playthrough of Too Many Bones. Now I've set up the battle mat, and from reading the rules it would appear that you move and attack orthogony, I think's the term. I'm not sure about the diagonals. I'm sure I read somewhere that you could attack or move diagonally as a gear lock, but I can't find that in the rule book just now, so maybe I imagined that. Underneath my battle mat I've got my character sheet. Now I'm going to start on easy mode, so I start off with 5 life as standard, but I'm going to get +2 for being on super easy mode, so I get my little stat dice, add it, and I think it's a good idea to start upgrading your skills. So you also get an XP point, so you have to start with dice number 1 if you're going for this red captain skill set. So I'm going to get this dice, which gives you +1 infinite heal, reusable bones, and yeah, that's very useful, so let's pop that in there. I also don't get KO'd in quite the same way, so let me just pop myself up there. So that's me, and I will also need my initiative dice, which you roll, and for example I got a 2 there, so I'd be down near the bottom. Got a 5 this time, so that would be up near the top, so that will be going in there. You've then got to pick your main tyrant encounter, so I'm going to go with Drellen, who requires 6 progress points to actually be a baddie you can actually pick a fight with, and you start off with a 10-day kind of deadline. So what you do is you get actually 7 cards out of your encounter deck. You add your tyrant's encounter to it to take it up to 8, and then you add 3 special encounters which are fixed. So these 4 cards here are fixed. However, I have a huge stack of solo encounter cards, so give them a quick shuffle. These, as I say, very weird plastic cards. Check, yeah, these are the solo ones. So give them a quick shuffle, and then I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Put the rest back in the box. Take the tyrant encounter, shuffle that into the stack, and then add these 3 special encounters on top in order, and that's going to be my encounter deck. So let's just pop that there. Drellen, he can go off to one side for now, but before I do that, there's something else you need to notice on his card. These 3 icons down at the bottom here, they are the monster types that you need to put into your monster pool. So each monster, if you look carefully, has a matching icon, and this is the health, this is the initiative, whether it's melee or ranged, whether it attacks the strongest or the weakest, how many combat dice it has. It might also have armor dice and its name, and this ability break is really annoying and you have to refer to the quick reference sheet, but basically it exhausts dice that you use to attack it, which is a real pain if you're playing solo. So anyway, I need to randomise the stack of 1s, 5s and 20s, and I also need to set up my little campaign map here. So this is an optional extra. If you don't have the campaign map, you just stick your day counter on a little card, and you just keep track of your action points via the cards. But basically, the progress points, I should say, I've got 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is where Drellen is hiding out, and I keep track of my progress with this thing here. Apparently there is a campaign mode where you go up to here, and then you come round to here, and then you go up to the top corner. So that's a bit of fun, and the day tracker spins round. It's a little bit tricky to spin on my table, so I've stuck one of the cards underneath my playmat, so it doesn't grip so much on my sticky little surface. And I have to say the components look great laid out, and my concerns regarding the darkness of the cards and the playmats don't seem to be that big a problem in reality, so that's very good. Up at the top you might just about see in shot some health counters and the dice. I've already put some dice actually on Picket's card. Now there is a couple of abilities that Picket has. He has innate shield wall, which allows him to roll his defense dice before any combat. Now I need to try and remember that. It's probably something I'm going to forget. He's also got this backup plan, particularly Shield Bash is a really useful little ability, so watch out for that as well. I can put active dice in here, or I can lock dice. So for example, if I get this Infinity Heal, that can go up in the lock section, and that means I will heal 1 health at the start of every combat, which I'm probably going to need because this game is tough. It is not an easy game. Apparently the win-loss ratio has been designed to be, you've got to work really hard for your win, which is a little bit of a concern because obviously while some people find it fun punching themselves in the face over and over again, I'm not fully subscribed to that as a way of having fun. But from reading the rules, playing with the components, I love the idea of this game, and as you can see by the videos I'm putting out, that I'm very excited by it. Anyway, let me get my enemy stack sorted and let's get the game going. Okay, well I think I'm good to go. So we've got my special encounter here, Special Encounter 1, Leaving Obendar. And it's got a nice little bit of a story element here. So I'm probably going to read this out. I won't read out all of them just to try and keep some of the spoilers down a little bit. Only 12 hours till dawn and the send-off ceremony that will no doubt change the lives of every remaining Gearlock and likely every life in Daylor. Weapons and supplies are ready to go, but the night is young and adrenaline fills the veins. It's clear no sleep will be had tonight. There's sure to be some shady peddlers in dark alleys ready to deal in loot. Then again, some last-minute training could pay a nice dividend by morning. So what to do? What to do? And when you turn it over, you've got choice A or B. So you can squeeze in some last minute improvement, which is training points, or you can get some loot and a training point. Regardless, you will achieve 1 progress point, moving the little crystal along on the track, and also advancing the day by 1 as well. So, indeed, what to do? Let's have a think about it. Okay, well I've decided to shake down a peddler, so I've upgraded to shield form, which I can do because I have stand ground. The little arrows tell you that. And I've managed to acquire a throwing axe with 2 uses, and during my turn I can roll an attack dice to do its damage to any unit, and it doesn't cost me dex, so that's really good, particularly as a solo player, giving me some extra combat utility. So that was day 1's encounter. Day 2's encounter again is fixed, and I'm not going to read out the story, but basically I've got a choice of showing off, which will give me extra training points, or letting the guards help me, which could be really, really useful. Now, because I'm on day 2, the way you calculate who you'll be fighting is you take the amount of players, so I've got 1 Gearlock. I'm on day 2, so 1 times 2 is 2, so I have 2 baddie points worth of enemies to face. Now, enemies come as 1 point, 5 point, and 20 point monsters. So when you're doing your baddie points, you always have to take the highest value. So if you had 26 baddie points of monsters, you'd take a 20, a 5, and a 1. 16 baddie points, you'd take 3 5s and a 1. 6 baddie points, a 5 and a 1. 4 baddie points, 4 1 points, etc. And you always face, from what I can tell, the biggest enemies first. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. Oh, also at the end of the encounter, you can choose to scout out things, and you roll a dice, and that tells you what you can reveal. Well, I've revealed that one of the baddie points that's waiting for me is a clay golem. Now, he's a pain. I don't want to deal with him, so I'm going to slide him to the bottom of the stack so I don't have to face him, because he's a real pain in the what's-it. So what I'm actually going to be facing are 2 direwolf pups, which have this lashback, which is a bit of a pain, which means when you attack them, they strike you back. They have 3 life each, and they both have 3 XP each, so I won't be needing these. Let's move those out the way. Yes, anyway, well, I've chosen to show off rather than automatically kill these guys. Now, these guys would normally take 1 damage a turn, so I don't only have to survive 3 rounds to successfully fend these guys off. But I'm going to be all heroic, show off, and get some extra training points, which could be foolish, because they do recommend the first time you play the game, you actually let the guards help you, because it is a brutally difficult game. So make sure I get these the right way round. Blue goes before purple, so there you go. And I need to roll my initiative dice, and sadly I've rolled a 2 because I am a gearlock with melee. I'm going to start here. Right, so this guy's going to go first. So he moves 1, 2, and then attacks me with 1 dice. But before he does that, I need to remember to roll my defense dice. So I've got 2 and 1, so I can absorb a bit of damage there. So they attack me, they get a bone, that's good. This guy then activates, so he will slide across and attack me. He does me 1 damage, so that's gone. Anyway, it's my turn to attack them back. So I've got to decide out of my 2 dice what I'm going to roll. I'm tempted to roll these 2 dice. So I've got some potential benefit for the entire game. So I've got a reusable damage there and an infinite heal. I think I'm going to go with that. That looks good. That is end of round 1. Round 2, this guy activates. He's going to attack me. He misses. Second guy's going to attack me. He misses. Oh, I'm being very lucky here. So I'm now going to use potentially up to 2 dice, but I can't because I've only got 1 attack. So let's go with 1 of each here. So I've got a hit and a bones. So let's take out this guy here. I hit him for 1. He automatically hits me back for 1. I'm actually going to take that damage. I think I can do that. I don't think, well, maybe I can't actually. So that reduces by 1. But I've also generated another 1 damage, so that's good. And that's the end of that round. So round 3, this is going fairly well. He attacks me, hits me for 2, so those 2 are gone. Next guy attacks me, he hits me for 2. Ooh, that's not so good. So I've lost 2 life. I then heal back 1 automatically because of my little infinite ability. And I'm going to use 1 attack and 1 defense dice. Okay, so I think I want to do a shield bash at this point. So when you do a shield bash, basically it says remove all defense, including whatever you just rolled, to activate and do 2 damage, basically. So that comes off, that goes back into my pool, ready to be used. That comes off, and I cause 2 damage to this guy, which unfortunately, I'm not sure. Does he lash me back? I'm not sure if he lashes me back on that. That is something I'm going to have to look up. Lash back if hit by an adjacent opposing unit. Now, does that count as a hit? I'm going to say yes. I'm not sure. That does count. So, ouch, that hurt. Anyway, we're now on to round 4, and we're in danger now of all starting to bleed out. However, I'm not going to die because I've got more health than everyone else. Okay, so it's this unit's turn to attack, and it misses with a bones, I'm pleased to say. Next character is going to hit me. Oh dear, he's going to hit me for 1. I'm then going to heal 1 at the start of my turn. And I think I'm going to roll this dice here and an attack dice. Oh, I got the permanent +2 move. Now, do I want to keep the permanent +2 move? I don't think I do, so I'm not going to use that dice, which is an advantage. I'm going to do 1 damage to this guy here. Now, he would normally lash back, but because that's his last life point, he dies and doesn't lash me back, which is excellent. So that's the end of turn 4. So we're now, oh no, we do have a round 5. Okay, so guy's going to attack me. Ooh, 2 damage. Yeah, that's not so good. Yeah, that wasn't good. So anyway, I get my 1 life back. And let's roll this dice again, plus an attack dice. Okay, so I've got +1 permanent shield. I hit it for 1 damage. It lashes me back for 1, which is absorbed by my permanent hit. We then go into that round where we all instantly take 1 damage. I'm left on 2 life. This guy dies. Happy days, I managed to survive. Now that was the very first proper encounter I had, and I'm almost dead. In fact, if I hadn't gone for the super easy +2 health mode, I would be dead. So I'm going to have to choose to heal at the end of my turn. Hold on, was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I've got a bit too much life there. Let's chuck those over there. So I'm going to choose to heal because the way a turn works, which I haven't really explained, is you have a new day, you have an encounter, you then have a recovery phase, and in the recovery phase you can trade loot, try and lockpick any treasures that you pick up, and then you have your individual options, which are rest to recover all your hit points, search for better loot, or scout out the next area ahead. So I'm going to have to pick heal. So I get a progress point, the day turner moves, and I've got two upgrades and another piece of loot, which is some herbs to heal myself in battle for 1. So that's quite nice. And 3 uses on that. Excellent. So I think I'm going to put the 2 XP into my life because that seems like a pretty good idea. Now I was tempted to come down to some of these warden, I believe it is, abilities down here, which gives you fancy riposte attacks. I might actually do that. So let's put one of those life back. Let's change my mind on that. So I'm +3 life, and I'll add dice 9 to my dice pool. There you go. So that should be enough to give you an idea of how the game works out. I've got a few more encounters to get through before I get to the boss. So I might play a few rounds off camera and then come back to this and show you how I'm doing. Well, hello. Yes, now, rather interestingly, I'm on day 3. And what's actually happened is I've tried to sneak across a bridge, and that's triggered an encounter with the tyrants. So I'm searching for an antidote for the poison. Now I don't have the ingredients to make the poison, so I've had to draw either 6 1-point baddies or 3 5-point baddies. So I've got 4 on the table. When I've defeated them, I'm going to get 2 more coming out to fight me. And most of them are ranged. Let me just check. Oh, hold on. No, this guy is not ranged. He's going to start there. So I'm going to advance up into here and try and take out all 3 of these guys. This guy's poisonous, so he's going to keep giving me poison. So he's going to be damaging me for 1 damage every turn. So he's a little bit of a pain. This guy flies, and unfortunately I've got quite high initiative to deal with. Luckily I did roll a 5, so I'm going to go first. So I'm going to have to take this guy out as quickly as possible because he is a menace. Now, yeah, I need to really have a good think about how to deal with this because this could end badly for me. I've massively upgraded my health. I managed to get a load of skill points, but at the end of this fight I'm going to get 2 more skill points. So 2 more skill points and no advancement. But I'm pretty close to being able to fight the baddie anyway. So what to do? Okay, I'm going to use my throwing axe to attack, I think, the griffin. Doesn't count towards my deck. So I rolled a dice and I rolled 2 hits. So wham, straight away taken him out, which is excellent news. Sadly, he is going to be replaced by another ranged unit at the start of round 2. So let me put him ready to come on. And of course I need to reset that to round 1. So that was a pretty good throw. Now can I throw it again? During your turn, roll 1. I've got 2 uses. I'm not sure if I can throw it again, so I'm going to say no. Now I'm going to have to move, which is going to cost me a dex. So that means I've got 1 dice left over. So I'm going to use that to attack the poisonous fellow, which causes him 1 damage. Okay, so that's my turn done. Blue guy goes. So he does not. Yellow guy goes. Now he has mischief 1. Now mischief means remove a dice from the target active slots before attacking. Well, I don't have any actives, so hurrah. However, he's also careless. If he rolls a bones, then he will basically damage himself. Now, I rolled 1 hit, which is absorbed by my permanent armour. And that's the great thing about these lock dice. They stay forever until you choose to pull them back. So that's good. This guy's going to go. Mischief, again, fails to do anything. He's rolled a miss. Unfortunately, he is not careless. Poison. So I get poisoned by that horrible blinking thing. So it's going to cause me 1 damage at the start of my activation. Where's the 1 gone? Have I picked the wrong dice up? Maybe I have. Anyway, I don't think that's the right dice for poison, but I'm going to use that for now. So it's causing me 1 damage. So that's that done. Round 2, I'm going to activate. So I take a damage, but I then heal the damage due to my permanent effect. And what am I going to do? 2 dice. Right, I think I'm going to roll my skill and then attack dice for, let's go against that bog trog thing. So I've caused it 1 damage. So it's only got 1 life left. Oh, damn it. I forgot this guy comes back on. He's a ranged unit and he will be going before anything else. Right, and I've got a new symbol I haven't seen before. I think that's switch positions. So anytime during your turn you may swap positions with an adjacent unit. Also, if you use it with a second one of these, you can heal or you can deal damage. I'm also going to use my throwing axe against that poisonous thing, I think. So roll an attack damage. Yeah, killed that. That's excellent. And what's coming out? Oh, another flying thing. Now, I'm not sure what happens here because I'm actually stood where he wants to be. So I might have to cut away to the rulebook and look up where he's going to be appearing, because I'm obviously blocking him from turning up. So there's obviously something going on there. I'm going to pop that in my active slot. No, I'm not. I'm going to say I want to re-roll that. Okay. So let's start with what I do know. So mischief, yeah, doesn't get rid of it. Careless, so he's attacking me. He dinks across my armour. Next guy down, mischief, does nothing. He attacks me, dinks off my armour. This guy, mischief again, dinks off my armour. So that's good stuff. Right, so we're on to round 3, and I need to work out what I'm meant to be doing with this griffin. Okay, well, I've had a look in the rulebook. I can't find anything about it, so I'm just going to put it on the range space and leave it at that. So there you go. Right. Oh, yes, I'm poisoned, aren't I? So, yeah, I take 1 damage, I heal 1 damage, so I can ignore that. Right. Oh, and I forgot to roll my defense dice. What an idiot. Okay, so I should have had these here, but the mischief dice would have been interacting with those, and it's too hard to retcon it now, so just take them off. Okay, so I've got 2 decks. I'm going to roll 1 attack and 1 normal dice against the griffin who's just appeared. So I do him 1 damage. And what's that symbol? Rush. Anytime during your turn, you may move yourself 3 positions. I don't really want that right now, so I'm going to pop that back in the character slot. I'm actually trying to look for this symbol because I want to use that one. So yeah, looks like that's only a 1 in 6 chance, so might be a little tricky getting that. It becomes much more powerful when you unlock some other dice. Okay, so mischief doesn't do anything. So oh no, hold on, we got the flight guy to attack me first. So he's rolling 2 dice against me. So he misses and does 1 damage, which bounces, but because he's flying, having attacked me, he then, oh, hold on, there's the poison marker. There you go, let's use the right dice. Okay, because he's a flying little annoyance, he will now fly off up into the air where he's invulnerable from me, unless, of course, I had throwing axes. But he will come and attack me next turn, and then I'll be able to hit him. Right, so who are we going to next? So yellow. He rolls. He's got a bone, so he damages himself. Fantastic. Hold on. That should have been the blue guy. Okay, let's do the yellow guy. He's also got a bone. Good. The universe is back in order. This guy attacks me, and he rolls a bone. Fantastic. Right, start the turn. Poison, heal. Happy days. Can't attack the flying guy, so let's roll an attack and a defense dice this time. So there you go. Now I can shield bash potentially this guy. So if I take those off, take that off, do 1 damage to the guy adjacent to me. Okay, so blue guy, he's going to try and interfere. Can't. He rolls 1 hit, bounces off my armor. Next guy, he rolls 2 hits, 1 bounces off my armor, the other one gets through. Ouch. Oh, have I forgotten to attack with the griffin? I have. So, okay, he swoops in, does me 1 damage, but he's no longer flying. And finally, this guy, he does me 1 damage with the other damage bouncing off my armor. Round 5, we're about to start. So take 1 damage, heal 1 damage. I'm going to roll 1 of each again. And I rolled a bone and 1 damage. So let's take out that griffin before he flies off again. So a couple of griffins down. Right. So range guy, oh god, like rolling 2 damage all the time at the moment. Dink and dink. Okay, so damage time. So everyone takes 1 damage. So 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, because we're getting knackered from fighting. Okay, I want to roll to attack, but I can't. I need to upgrade my attack, I think. Okay, so I rolled a 2 and a 1, so let's take this guy out. And I'm going to have to move, aren't I? Okay, so range attack, this guy, in fact, does me 1 damage and steals that dice. That guy there does me 1 damage, so my armor saves me. Next round, 1 damage, he's dead. And 1 damage, he's dead. And I won't bother with the damage. I suppose I ought to. But I'm going to heal myself when I rest anyway. So, phew, just about managed to survive that. So I need to, I think, upgrade this. Now, the problem with that, trying to upgrade that, you've got to roll your dice. And if you roll a bone, you fail. If you roll anything else, you succeed. So that's a real pain. So what to do? Yeah, I think I do need to upgrade my attack. And then I need to get one of these blue dice. So I think it's dice number 14. It looks like... Hold on. Oh, that's interesting. You can get any of these. I didn't realise that. Okay, let's get situational awareness. So there you go. That's one of my skill points. And this now gets shuffled back into my encounter deck. Okay, well, I'm about to take on the tyrant, and I wish I'd filmed the battle I just had. I just took on a load of dudes, and I got down to 2 life, managed to just about scrape a win, and basically exhaustion came to my rescue because I was fighting a golem who was stealing my dice, and luckily I'd managed to do him, I think, 2 damage with one of my direct attacks, which meant that you know, he was basically going to die before me. Otherwise I think I would have lost that. I also had some mischief dice steal my active dice as well, so I was starting to run out of options where basically I could only roll defense. So yay for me, and these locked abilities are really saving my butt. So I'm now at the stage where potentially I can face this guy. Now I've maxed out my health. I've got loads of days. I'm on day 5. I could choose to have another encounter to try and level up. or I could just go straight for Drellen. Now the problem with Drellen is when you decide to fight him, you have to flip the card over, and he will then basically deploy a whole load of guys against you. So you're going to have Drellen, 2 bog type baddies, and 2 extra 1-point baddies. So it's a bit of a tough fight. Drellen himself is immune until you kill all the bog type enemies, and he does have a nasty way of interacting with poison, and of course the bog type creatures often give you poison attacks. Now I'm almost out of 1-point baddies, so I would actually have to go to my dead pile and basically shuffle them back into the deck. Now, as I say, it now becomes an interesting choice of, do I press forward with some more encounters to get some more skills, because I've only got 2 attack dice. Yeah, an interesting one. I think I'm going to do 1 more encounter and then look at taking on Drellen. Now, I'm afraid to say that next encounter was a foolish mistake, because I ended up facing 3 5-point baddies, including this guy who keeps summoning 1-point baddies. And yeah, as you can see, I ran out of life, so they chewed through 11 life. And I did manage to damage him a few. I got to round 5 before I finally died. I was trying to save a merchant. Sadly, I didn't. And even if I had killed guys, I had this guy to come on, and I also had this guy to come on. So yeah, that was a little bit disappointing. I probably should have gone for Drellen. So what I'm tempted to do is, just for the sake of playing out to see how it works, reset the game back to, let's pretend I didn't do that, and fight the main baddie. But yeah, that was painful, because basically attack the 2 weakest targets, attack the weakest target, attack the strongest target, attack the weakest target, break, break. This also, if he missed, would corrode your locked in defense dice. He was very, very unpleasant. It looks like the 5-point baddies are quite a big step up from the 1-point baddies. Now, the one interesting thing is I did manage to chew through all the 1-point baddies, so I had to shuffle my dead pool back into the game. But yeah, that was pretty brutal. I had heard the game was tough. They were not lying. That was an absolute beast in there. I got my teeth kicked in big time. Anyway, as I say, I think I'm going to reset the battle back to, let's have an encounter with Drellen and pretend I didn't have this encounter, just because I want to see what it's like to fight one of the big bosses. Okay, so I've set up the game. I've got a reserve bog frog to come in once I've killed some things off. So we've got a golem, Drellen, a bog pole, a bog frog, a backup bog frog, and I've chosen to come all the way over here so I can take down this big nasty bog frog. So Drellen's going to move in. He's rolled a dice, which thankfully for me doesn't do much. I've remembered to roll my defense dice, which is something I occasionally do forget to do. So I get 3 attack dice against me. Straight away, 2 hits, taking out my armor. And he's rolled defense of 2. So he's going to be a little bit tough to take down. Not that I can hit him anyway. I go next. I'm going to attack the guy adjacent to me. So let's go all out attack, I think. So a miss and 1 damage. Okay, where is my poison dice? Up here. All right, okay. So purple guy goes, he sets the counter to 1. Green guy goes, he sets the counter to 2. Then the golem comes lumbering over, can't get to me. That is round 1 over. So it's round 2. Okay, so we roll this dice. This could manipulate the poison dice. Yes, it does. What's that do? Set any existing poison effect die to 3. So he has just boosted the poison die. He's now going to attack me for 1 damage, which bounces off my armor, and he rolls 2 defense dice. So he's got a defense of 1, but he's immune at the moment anyway, because everything on the table is a bog type monster. So that's a pain. I activate, I take 3 damage, but I then heal 1, so effectively I take 2 damage. That's a bit painful, so I'm going all out attack again. 4 damage, so he's dead, but effectively he gets instantly replaced by his buddy over here. So let's put him there ready to come on next turn. So who goes next? This guy goes next. He resets my damage back down to 1, thankfully, and then the golem comes lumbering over. Round 3. This guy comes on, and luckily his initiative's the same, so I don't need to worry about it. So Drellen. Oh, God. Stop rolling that. Okay, so he resets the poison effect back to 3. And he rolls, 2 defense dice. So he's going to have a defense of 2. And he's attacking me with 3 attack dice for a total of 2. So only 1 damage actually happens because of my armor block. I activate, I take 3 damage, heal again, so effectively I take 2. So you can see I'm getting absolutely pummeled here. I think I need to take down that bog toad, so I'm going to hit it for 1 damage, locking in a bones. Dearie, dearie me, this is going to be painful. Reset to 1, reset to 2, and then the golem gets to move in. Now I do need to check, do they attack then move or move then attack, because that's something I need to be aware of. So let's have a look. Initiative, attack, defense, targets, always pursue, don't know. Yeah. Baddies move then attack, whereas gear locks attack then move, unless you got shenanigans. Okay, now I could use this to shield bash, but I don't have any defense to use, so I'm not going to do that. Anyway, golem attacks, bounces off my armor. So we're on to round 4. This could go badly. It's going to be a tight old fight, I think. So, oh God, keeps resetting that to 3. He's got 3 defense, so he's going to be very hard to take down. He's hit me for 4, so he's actually hit me for 3. Then it's my go. I take 3 damage, but because of my armor, my healing ability, I take 2. So I'm on 1 life. I don't see me surviving this. Now I could try swapping my position with a unit. So I might try that. Let's roll these 2 dice here. Oh, I got a double swap. Excellent. So with a double swap, I would exhaust those. And when I do a switch, I can heal an ally or deal 3 damage to a baddie. So I'm going to do 3 damage to this guy, taking him out, and swap position with him. That was him. So this guy goes next, resets my poison counter back to 1. And unfortunately the troll does follow up and attack me. He misses, thank goodness for that. So we're now on to round 5. The problem is I'm going to die to the fatigue damage at this rate. So, yeah, I'm going to die to poison, in fact, because I've just had it reset back to 3 by douchebag over there. He's also given himself 1 armor, and he has attacked me for 1 damage, knocking me out. Ah, dear, that was brutal. Now, I do believe on the tyrant encounter, if you kill enough creatures, which I think I did, if I'd managed to find the tyrant encounter, there is the option to make an antidote. And if you have the antidote, you're immune to his poison enhancer. So that little thing that's been nobbling me in this battle would have gone away. Oh, that was pretty brutal. Now, I think with more players, obviously you have more baddies, but you could hopefully take these guys out, weakening him and taking him down. It's a tough, challenging game. The difficulty curve, I believe, has been deliberately made to be pretty tricky. And yes, it certainly is. But oh, look at that, 11 hit points with 1 auto block and 1 auto heal. Still managed to die. Absolutely brutal. These guys are a pain because they lock down your dice. The poison guys aren't normally so bad, but with Drellen doing his bog ruler ability of enhancing it, ugh, really horrible, horrible. Anyway, I'm sure I made some mistakes during that playthrough, so apologies to anyone screaming at their computer screen over, oh, you forgot that simple rule. But yeah, not a bad little first playthrough. Gonna have to look up some of the tactics, try out maybe a solo game with multiple gearlock characters. But yeah, it was pretty good fun. This tactical battle side is excellent. I really enjoy the encounter size. I'd like to see an expansion making the campaign mat and this do a little bit more. That would really, really make the game fantastic as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, do I recommend you buy this game? Well, the components are lovely, the gameplay is good fun, so I would say yes, it is definitely worth a look. Of course, the problem now, I got to sort all this stuff back out and put it back in its box. Okay, just to clarify a few things from my playthrough. So diagonal movement is possible. It's on page 14. Baddies and tyrants with the little footprint icon can move diagonally. Now, the other bit I wasn't so sure on was page 23, battling more than 4 baddies, and it says if a baddie cannot enter the battle map because its position is occupied, it will instead take the first available baddie position starting at lane 1 that matches its attack form. Then it will try the opposite attack form. So can I go to melee? No. Can I go to range? Yes, I'll go there. So it is in there. So the rulebook does tend to have the answers that you need. They're not, I think, the best rules for teaching you how to play the game or reference whilst you're playing, but they're not bad. And having tried to write rules of my own, I have a lot of sympathy for the designers. It's very hard to write rules that either work as a reference set of rules or teaching you the game, which is why people like FFG have started doing 2 sets of rule books. But overall, pretty impressed. I think I would recommend Too Many Bones to people who like a nice, interesting kind of adventure game with a kind of funky little tactical battle option added on. So yes, looking forward to a multiplayer game now so I can do a kind of proper review of my overall impressions of Too Many Bones.